How you doing? Doing all right? Good, good. All right, gotta move the mic stand out of the way. That's a pro tip. They tell you gotta move the mic stand out of the way. You don't want to leave it up front, because if you leave it up front, you're competing for attention, right? You want to compete for attention with the mic stand, right? Because it's skinnier than you. You know, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I like this setup. I used to play piano. My piano teachers, I was like, never put drinks on the piano. I never thought about putting like a whole dinner table right next to the piano. Can you imagine just like dun, 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 dun. That's Mozart. Sonata K545. I can't play anything anymore. I've lost it all. I can just know the names of the pieces. Oh, you're dust in the wind. Just names of pieces. Rondo Capriccioso. The Minute Waltz. Minuet 3. Twinkle Twinkle Variation B. Suzuki, anybody? Suzuki method? Anybody? Yeah, we can play long classical pieces, but we cannot sight read for. we can't jam. We can't improvise at all. It's pretty sad. I love doing comedy. Comedy's a primarily nighttime gig. My day job, I work with kids, and I think a lot about the advice we give to kids, and most of the time it's just like way easier said than done, right? Like we just simplify everything. For example, when a kid is being made fun of, always say that when a kid's being bullied, always say to them is, oh, hey, you know what? You tell them this. You just say this. You just go, I am rubber and you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. And in my experience, it's been a lot more like, I am Tupperware and you are tomato sauce. Whatever you say becomes a part of me and ruins me forever. You still use the Tupperware. It's okay. It's okay. It's just me. It's me. I'm the orange one. Yeah. Ooh. I like. It's like a dance. It's like instead of like the dance of the seven veils, it's like the dance of the chord. Like it's like not sexy. It's more like a statement on the clumsiness of current technology and how it isn't incorporated into our lives in a healthy way that's conducive to our growth and personal development. I wrote my thesis on chords. I mentioned that I work with kids. I'm a teacher specifically. That's my day job. I'm a teacher. So I just whistle. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's so hard right now. They didn't prepare us for this in grad school. Everybody's leaving. Who's even left? Teaching is a very interesting gig, though, because like on one hand, you deliver very specific academic content, very specific set of skills that students will use in further education or the workplace, right? But on the other hand, you just spend like so much time with these kids, you end up teaching them a bunch of like random life lessons here and there, right? Because you're around them all the time, right? You end up teaching kids stuff you never expected to teach a kid, right? For example, I swear to God, this happened. When I never expected this in a million years, I actually ended up teaching a kid how to properly drink the crumbs at the end of a bag of chips. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like there comes a point with every like bag of chips where you go from like eating from your hand to drinking from the bag, right? Right? And there's a right way to do it, and we all know this, right? There's a right way to do it, right? And this came up one day. I was in my class and it was lunchtime. I was at my desk eating lunch, and there's a kid eating lunch at a desk, and I wasn't paying a lot of attention to him. He was eating chips, right? I just happened to be looking over his direction when he gets done with the eating portion, right? And I watch this kid goes to drink the crumbs at the end of the bag of chips. And I watch this kid just pull his hand out of the bag and then immediately in one fell swoop, no aiming whatsoever, just overturns the bag over his face. Crumbs everywhere. It's a mess. Pathetic. Amateur hour. Sad. Hard to watch, really. Hard to watch, really. So I had to intervene, of course, because I'm a mandatory reporter, okay, right? It's part of the oath. Would have been unethical to let that continue, really. Matter of ethics, really. So I went over there and I taught this kid how to drink the crumbs at the end of the bag of chips, right? Because like I said, we all know there's a right way to do it, right? I went over there and I taught him you got to straighten all the edges of the bag, right? You have to shake all the crumbs in one corner of the bag, right? And you need to use a gradual tipping motion. I don't know why I'm telling this. You're adults. You know this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be condescending. But there's a right way to do it, right? We all know this, right? Now I taught him that. He didn't have any crumbs left, right? So I'm like, hopefully he learned that. He went on his way. And the next day it was lunchtime again. I was eating lunch. This kid was eating lunch again. He's got chips again. So So this time I'm just side-eyeing him the whole time, right? Because you got to check for comprehension. That's the call. You got to check for comprehension. Right? So I'm just side-eyeing this kid the whole time, watching him as he's eating chips. And he gets done with the eating portion, and he goes to drink the crumbs, and now I'm just staring, rapt at this child with his bag of crumbs, right? And I watch this kid slowly, this kid straightens all the edges of the bag, shakes all the crumbs into one corner, drinks them using gradual tipping motion. I just got to tell you that watching that kid drink those crumbs at the end of that bag of chips was just so rewarding. Just really reminded me why I got into education, you know? I'm here to change lives. You're welcome for my service. Oh man, you've been so wonderful to me. I'm so excited to keep the show rolling. You ready to keep the show going? Yes, excellent. I am so pleased to bring up your fallen comedian, super funny, makes me laugh every single time. Put your hands together for the absolutely hilarious Lydian Manning.
Yeah, keep it going for Katie. I just flew in from a gender reveal party for my appendages, and boy, are my arms. I thought a Tim Hammer crowd might like that. I like that I'm performing right next to a mirror, so like if y'all don't like a joke I tell, I can just be like, this guy gets it. You're pretty. Like, not like super pretty though, not like somebody's type, for sure. Like, not like the kind of woman who can skate by on her looks, but definitely the kind of woman who can look by on her skates. You know what I'm saying? Looks like you can skate forward and backwards. Maybe one a little bit better than the other. I have a bachelor's degree in environmental science. I'll pay attention to y'all again. I have a bachelor's degree in environmental science, and all I have to show for it is my armpit hair. My old college roommate, one of them, she got a baby now. Yeah, I got to look at it. Like, I went and looked at the baby. We got lunch. We went out to dinner, like me and her and baby and my friend's husband. And we're just like chatting, having a good time. We ordered food, and then like in the middle of the conversation, right in front of all of us, my friend just unbuttons her shirt, sticks her baby on her chest, and just starts breastfeeding it right there in the middle of the restaurant. And I thought that was the rudest thing, because we're all still waiting for our food. But teach your kids some manners. I don't know if I would like to have a baby, because I've already had like bad roommates before. But not that one, but like babies sound like they'd be terrible roommates. I used to have a roommate who like only communicated with me via passive-aggressive notes. Like one day I came home, this note was on my desk. He was like, hey. That's what her handwriting sounded like. He was like, hey. Can you please wash your dishes before we get bugs? And I did not wash my dishes before we got bugs. We got bugs. I don't know if y'all saw where I was going with that. We got like a cool ecosystem going on in the kitchen. Like, we had ants, we had roaches, we had so many fruit flies flying around in there. There's no way I stayed a vegetarian through all of that. And my roommate blamed me for it. Right? I get it. Like, yeah, they were my dishes. They've been in the sink for a month and a half. I'm the good roommate, okay? She's bad roommate. Yeah, but like, how do you think the bugs knew that there were dirty dishes in the sink in the first place? I'm pretty sure they read your note, Zoe. I think those bugs would have been perfectly content hanging out in the chip crumbs in my bed sheets. And you gave them a handwritten invitation into the common space. That is on you. I am a pretty messy person. I've already, you know how many times I like accidentally lick things throughout the day? Like, usually twice, but that's a lot. Like, this is number 2 for the night. I've hit my quota. But yeah, I pre-licked the microphone for all the other comedians. I should have died in the pandemic. You know? Like, yeah, I wore a mask, but I found it on the ground. I don't know if I, like, should procreate, because, like, there's nothing really about me that I'm like, you know, what the world needs more of. There's, like, some stuff that runs in my family. Autism runs in my family. Like, my brother's a little bit autistic. I say a little bit because, like, he's on the spectrum, but you wouldn't really know it just talking to him. Like, to give you an idea of where my brother lands on the autism spectrum, in high school, he was too autistic to be popular, but not autistic enough to get invited to the prom by someone popular. All right, Jason Lamb loves that joke. Some of you are like, I don't know. But for those of you who are like, my brother gave me permission to tell that joke. It's cool. Like, I was like, hey, Trev, can I tell this joke on stage? I told it to him. He was like, yes, I don't get it. So it was in there. Y'all like music? Yeah, give it up for Lydian Music Studios. My name's Lydia. That's how I got booked here. They were like, we gotta have one person whose name is in the name of the venue. This is the only place I've ever performed. I like music. I recently joined an a cappella group. We're called Laugh Out Larynx, and they're here in the front row. Ladies, y'all want to join me on stage? We'll do a quick song before we get out of here. Give it up for Laugh Out Larynx as we take the stage. If you didn't practice with us, don't perform with us. No, keep going. You're cracking it. Choreography. She sounds so good. Give it up for Kathy, Carol, Smathy, and Smerrill. We are Laugh Out Larynx. That was a song by the Beatles, probably. I'm Lydian Manning, and y'all have been a lot of fun.
Keep it going for Lydia Manning. What an artiste. Okay, artiste. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, ever since she said picking up a mask from the ground, I started thinking about how much money you could pay me to put a mask on my face from the ground. Who would put a mask from the ground on their face for $5? Oh, two. Okay. $20? $50. Oh, okay, 50. Okay, $100. $500? Oh, take $500. Remind me not to ask you on a date. I don't know what that says about my date ideas. I'll think about that. I'll reflect on that, what that means later on. That's probably really revealing. All right, you keep ready to sheep. Emergency. All right, you ready to keep this show rolling? Yeah. All right, your next comedian on stage is super funny. Keep the applause going. Put your hands in. It's absolutely hilarious. Arla Warehouser.
This is fun. Are you guys having a good time? I like it in here. This is good in here. It's not America in here. You know what I mean? This is Lydian Music Studios. I like it. It's not America. It's America out there. It's not going good. You know what I mean? Yikes. I don't know if you guys get the news, but it's not going great. Doesn't it feel like we're gearing up to a season finale a little bit? I feel like they're going to kill off some characters. I'm stressed every day. I'm a very high stress person, just as a feature, not a bug. I wake up every day and I remind myself, thank God I don't live in America. You know what I mean? I live in my body. And it is a party in here. It is different. I wake up every day in my body and I thank Christ. I'm happy because I don't know how to describe it, but there's a feeling of having to navigate the world every day that I could only describe as, have you ever walked a dog with diarrhea? You know what I mean? Not you, the dog, or both, or either. I don't know. Either way, have you ever had a poop crisis with a puppy? And they do it and you're like, oh no. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. All right, let's just keep moving, I guess. We got to go to work. I don't know what else to do. It's a weird time to be alive. It is. It's a weird time. It reminds me a lot. I used to live in San Francisco. Of course I did. Look at me. You know what I mean? Of course I did. I used to live in San Francisco, and I had a real cool neighbor that lived above me, and she got addicted to whippets. Oh, not the dog. Oh. What a cute addiction that would have been, though. You couldn't just going home every day and be like, there's a new nervous, tiny little shaky dog. You again. Get out of here. No, the drug kind. She got addicted to whippets, and I don't know if you've ever been fun before. But whippets are a wild addiction. And by wild, I mean, I didn't know that could be an addiction. Do you know what I mean? That's brand new news to me. I know for certain there's not a rehab. It just feels very niche, very San Franciscan. You know what I mean? To pick a addiction that no one's ever heard of before. But she was addicted in a way that I've never seen anyone be addicted to anything. And her husband finally found out, right? We were like, come on, bud, pay attention. But he had a come into Jesus talk with her. You know what I mean? We heard it. We were right downstairs. And he was like, no more. And so one night she took all of her Whippet canisters. And again, I don't know if you've been fun, so I'll explain. Whippets come in tiny little magical canisters, like little potion bottles. They're metal. They're made of metal. They're mostly metal. They're fully metal. And we lived in San Francisco. She took them all, put them in the recycle bin because, again, we lived in San Francisco and it's illegal if you don't recycle. You get it. And what I didn't know was all of those things. I didn't know any of those things. And it was my night to take the garbage out. And I was feeling pretty strong that day. I'm not going to lie to you. I was feeling big dick in it, if you will. I was like, I'm a man, I can take two. I'm not, and I couldn't. I took the blue bin behind me and the green bin in front, and I'm like, I can do it. And I couldn't because I hit one bump, team. I hit one bump, yeah, and I lost the grip on the blue bin behind me, and yes, you're ahead of me, and it smashed on the ground and then flopped open, and then I think 1 million, if I counted right. Yeah, I think 1 million metal canisters cascaded out of that recycle bin in a way that I can only describe as the worst waterfall. The worst waterfall, that anyone's ever seen. Down a classically steep San Franciscan hill. Do you understand? So 100 metal canisters in front of God and everyone. You understand? I didn't take the trash out at 2 a.m. I'm not a dirtbag. I am, but different. I took the trash out at 6 p.m. There's people everywhere. We watched it as a community. There's adults and babies. God's watching, I'm pretty sure. And I lost the grip, cascade down. We all, just as a community, were like, this is crazy. It is loud. No, you're right. Yeah, they keep going. This is nuts. Down the next street, too. I don't know. Well, there's nothing we can do. Have a good night, team. So I feel like that's what it feels like in America today. I'm happy that we all get to do this again. I missed it. I took the pandemic pretty hard. I don't know if you knew, we had a pandemic, and I think I won lockdown. Like, I think I won it, not to make it a competition, but I definitely made it a competition. And I think I won. You know why? Because I haven't had it. Blessed and highly favored. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I took it the most serious. I stayed inside, and I did, I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of weird stuff. I did a lot of weird stuff. I did a lot of weird stuff immediately. I was the weirdo that was pretty stoked. You know what I mean? At the beginning, remember the beginning? They're like, we're going to have a shutdown for 2 weeks. And I'm like, good. There's some stuff I've been meaning to find out. And I set out to do a number of science experiments. That's what I call them. I set out immediately to find out if I'm actually lactose intolerant. Yeah, or just a little bitch. And I am both. I am super both. I can't bully my way through milk. You understand? It's illegal. I did a lot of weird stuff by myself. And you should know, I've always had people around. I've always had roommates. I've always been very poor and friendly. You understand? There's always been people around to be like, hey, knock it off. Get that out of your mouth. Put that down. Turn the oven off. There's always been people. There was no people. So did I put a whole can of Sprite? Thank you for asking. In the Brita pitcher? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It comes out different. It comes out different. You're welcome. I set a lot of tiny fires. It's a miracle I survived. All the fires were made of pizza. And that's because I was my own bartender. And that should be illegal. It's a miracle I survived. I did a lot of weird stuff. Like, I found out some features about my apartment. I was living in a studio apartment, not to brag. But I thought, I've been there for a while, and I thought I'd definitely, you know what I mean, stood in all the square footage. I don't know if you've ever done that. I've paid too many monies for an apartment and being like, well, I've never been in this corner before, but we're going to get our money's worth. And I thought I'd figured out all the features of this apartment. Oh, no, I didn't. Because I'd been living there about 9 months into the pandemic, still taking it very seriously. And what I found out was that here's a lot of things. Let's start at the beginning. First of all, I wake up every day whenever I feel like it. And what I do is I see how much weed I can fit inside of my body. And it's a lot. It's a ton. It's my medicine. So, and then what I do is try to take a shower. I don't know if you've ever... No? All right. Well, heads up. It's a full-time activity. It takes ages. It is a lot. You get naked pretty quick, but the water comes on way later. You're just high with yourself, you understand? And you're giving yourself pep talks? Absolutely, because we believe in self-care. I call myself Babe, also, you should know that. So I'd be in the mirror with myself being like, Babe, we're doing a great job today. Look at us, Babe. Let's go, Babe. Let's work on our choreography. And I was doing this. I was carrying on one day. Wasn't even a special day. I hadn't even got to the karaoke yet. And this is the day that I found out that the air vent in my apartment and the air vent in my neighbor's apartment work very much like a walkie-talkie. Because what I heard come over the airwaves was just this: shut the hell up. Oh no! And I know it's not God, because he would never speak to me like that. What I heard was a plain voice, not a yelling voice. A deadpan speaking voice, which hurt my feelings so much. Because it wasn't a loud day. Again, I hadn't even got to the show tunes. My neighbor, after 9 months, had finally piped up with his criticism. And it wasn't because of the volume, it was because of the content. I lived there for another year being like, I can't go in there again. It's a weird time. I told my dad this story. He had no sympathy. I don't know if you guys have dads, but you can borrow mine. He's a Leo, which I think should be illegal. he has a weird, he's kind of a freak. Let me just say this. Like, he has a kink. Ooh. He just loves explaining stuff to you that no one asked for. It's his favorite. My dad and I have a better relationship now because he smokes weed, and thank you. And I don't do that anymore. I do, but I don't do it around him. You understand? As an act of superiority. You understand? My dad and I have a funny relationship. Like, we're buds now, but I turns out it's rude to bring up the past, and that is, my favorite hobby. So, like, I'm reminded often of things he's done in the past. Like, as a kid, here's a cool thing my dad did. My dad built us an Ewok tree fort in the backyard. What? That's amazing. That's so cute. He also built a slide, and he built the slide out of 2x8s. Who's butch here? Come on. Who's been to Home Depot? 2x8s are wood, classically unsanded. Treated, yes, but that's not what we're after. He put 2 down on the base and then 2 on the railings, and he was like, "Go down it." We were like, "No, thank you," because of slivers. And he was like, "Go down it." We're like, "Okay." Well, we didn't get any speed, you understand, because wood and physics. So he fixed it by laying down some sheet metal, but only on the bottom, not on the sides. He didn't love us. Is that clear? He laid down sheet metal only on the base of the slide, and then he was like, "Go down it." We're like, "Okay." So we're like, well, we're not going to go down it just for funsies. We're going to go down it for danger. You understand? So what we did was we snaked the garden hose up to the top of the slide, and then what we created, was just a perfect, like, cool runnings. You understand? We tucked in, put our flip-flops on, and I think reached Mach 6, if I'm honest. And one feature of the slide is you can't touch the railings, obviously, because splinters. But the other feature was at the end, there was a lip. So for most of my childhood, I spent it with, how do I say this? Going down the slide with head injury speeds. Because we would just be launched out the end. And now I have to talk to my dad and be like, "No, I hope therapy's going really good." Anyway, I'm Arlo. Thank you guys so much. You've been wonderful.
Keep it going for Arlo. All right, let's keep it going for your next comedian coming on stage. So freaking funny. Makes me laugh every single time. Give it up for the absolutely hilarious Steven Wilbur.
You shouldn't have been allowed to see. Hi. Ooh, a lot of you. Nervous. Okay. Cool. If I'm being completely honest, it's been a while since I've done stand-up comedy. And it's been even longer since I've written a new joke. Somebody asked me what my process is for writing a joke when I was back there before the show. Well, this is my method. It starts with one gimmick that I repeat over and over again ad nauseum. Take it all the places that it can logically go. You wonder, how many does he have in him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if you think that, wake up, because I've got another one just locked and loaded, ready for you, and told in sort of a semi-casual way to make it seem like I don't practice. And at this point, you're probably thinking something like, how long is this going to go? Or, I wish you would stop. Or, today is gonna be the day that I stop going to comedy shows. Well, if you think that, well, don't worry, because everybody is thinking the exact same thing. Till eventually the whole thing just sort of falls apart like broken glass everywhere. And if we're being honest, the whole thing, all the references just start becoming a bit of a stretch. I mean, woo, mama. Till finally the whole thing just sort of peters out and unceremoniously ends. So. Ooh, determination, integrity, attitude, whoa, risk, reward, heart, energy, adaptability, bravery, the originality. Yes. Thank you. That is what I use to remember how to spell diarrhea boy. And now you know my password for everything. I recently had been gifted the unique honor and pleasure of attending my very first professional baseball game. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Not all heroes wear capes. Thank you. Thank you. You usually get more applause than that. Usually get I don't use the term standing O lightly, but I usually get so many O's you could drive a motorcycle through them. It'd be cool. It was scary being at this baseball game, being in front of so many people, not in front of, but being around so many people in such a long time. A lot of them not wearing masks. It was kind of like, wow, this is... But I figured, I told myself, hey, you got your microchips, you're going to be okay. And then, sure enough, knock on wood, I got tested 2 days later, and I tested positive. For baseball fever, y'all! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Who's a whiny little nougat pee-pee baby now? Every gym teacher I've ever had, plus some from schools I never even attended. I love baseball now! The crack of the bat. The smell of the grass. The hot of the dog. I love everything about this game. Baseball players? Yeah. Going out there, doing their thing, going back inside, washing up, and then hitting the town in their Maseratis and visiting every swanky hot spot. Ha-cha-cha. I love baseballs. They look like Frankenstein's nards, and that's fun. I love coaches. Coaches? We all have bosses, but do they spit? I love that long trough pee-pee toilet at the baseball. The baseball pee-pee toilet that looks like a trough. It's like, whoa, look how long this thing is. Look at this. Is it a trough? Is this how horses pee-pee? I love Mascots, combining my two favorite things in this world, cartoon characters and secretly being drunk in public. The bases, first, second, and third, whoever came up with baseball must have been a big fan of making out. I love how each team prays and offers a blood tithe for a win to the subterranean demon lord Sabraxis. Even though they know the other guys are doing the exact same thing. Nachos, yum, yum, yum. But my favorite thing about this little old game we call baseball has got to be the music. Sing along if you know the words. Oh, take me out to the baseball. Take me out to the place. Seeing a ball game's my wildest dream. Bet all my money on the best team, and it's go the strong boys. Sabraxis feeds off their sins. Or it's 1, 2. Buckle my shoe, I'm a baseball boy. Every team has some players, the other team has some too. Sabraxis decides who wins and who dies. He's eons old and has 70 eyes, so please give me some of that popcorn and a beer that costs $15. All other sports can go suck a fart. Time for baseball time. If you go to the ball field, please don't step on the grass. The blood from your feet's what Sabraxis craves. He uses a network of tunnels and caves. I say, God, oh, where are you? And why won't you intervene? But despite that, it's a pretty good time at the old ball game. Anyway, the baseballs. Thank you guys very much. Bye-bye.
Keep it going for Baseball Boy, Diarrhea Boy, Stephen Wilwer. Wow. America's pastime. America's favorite pastime. That's great. Excellent. All right, you ready to keep this show full of laughs, full of joy? Yeah? Well, put your hands together, start clapping them, start banging them together, and make as much noise as you can. Put your hands together for absolutely hilarious Adam Posse!
Keep it going for Katie, y'all. A lot of you might not know this, but Steven is in the bathroom right now, still doing one of those bits. You guys laugh at it. It's a tragic condition he struggles with. Thanks for not sitting up front. I want to say that up top. Thank you for that. I was afraid this wasn't going to feel as lonely as possible in a tight space, but did you do it because you were afraid the comics might make fun of you? In this well-lit room that I can see every one of your faces in, do you think? How far do you think you've run exactly? Lady whose sweater must be made out of her own hair, huh? How far did you think? The same color, look at it. That's an amazing joke. Black guy in a Fred Durst hat. I know you're back there because you're running the show, but you're still gonna get these bars. I was using a friend's bathroom recently, not to brag, but I do have people in the running water game. She was out of toilet paper, and I was forced to use her makeup remover wipes, which so inconvenient, right? Because now I gotta go reapply all this foundation that I had. I like to blend it all together in case I get a visitor. Keeps the mystique in the relationship. Also, my dream is to someday freak out a prison guard during check-in. You know the part that where he's telling you to grab your ankles, but with me, he stops and goes, "What the hell?" And I'm just be like, "Yeah, bro, get the warden. I'm different." A friend of mine just came out as gay, and I have not supported him because his first boyfriend is too hot. That's not right. You don't get to start in the mailroom and reach your hand out for CEO dick. That's not how it works. You don't move to a country and become its president in the same day. It should be illegal. If you want to be in the parade, you got to hook up with a 4. That is my rule, personally. I'm qualified to have these opinions. Also, he lives here. He just came out. He came out in Portland, Oregon in 2022 as just gay. Just gay. That's like coming out as a PlayStation 3 to your friends and family. Like, yes, there was a time when this was revolutionary, but this game's got a lot more features these days. I'm an uncle. You don't have to clap for that. I had nothing to do with it. Be weird if I did. I wouldn't tell you, that's for sure. Did you find the glove? Yeah, I found it. Katie found her glove, y'all. Guys, that's my time. I was just here to distract you. My 4-year-old nephew once asked me what stand-up comedy is, and I said it's like when you go to the movies, except at my show, I'm the movie. Which is a little silly, but it's a really good way to sound like a psychopath. I just said I'm the movie, which is something you say naked into a ceiling mirror. That's who says that. Later, I was leaving for the show I just explained, and he waves and says, "Have a good night, Uncle Adam. Try to tell jokes that other people like." The nerve on this boy. Try to tell me how to do my thing, which, by the way, he didn't even know what it was 2 hours ago. And now he wants to instruct me. You know what the worst part is? He's right. I should tell jokes that other people like. That tends to help this along most evenings. I recently quit my day job. It was very exciting for me. Thanks, yeah. A little late, but that's cool. Sorry if you working stiffs are all jealous. I'm out here using bathrooms and stuff. What you got going on? I was a cashier by day, by night. I fought crime, naturally. And no, I did this. And you'll never hear an MCU trailer go, "By day, he checks groceries, but at night, he goes into the city to complain about checking groceries." This summer, Adam Posse is not college educated. So, look, I'm not. They used to have me card people when they bought alcohol, which made sense. But they also made me card them when they got CBD. Are y'all familiar with the hardcore street drug, CBD? The Schedule -1 substance. I always thought opioids were the problem. Turns out diet weed is where we should lock it down. Because my boss is afraid some kid's going to take it behind the gym and get a teensy bit more ready for bed than he was a half hour ago. Doctors will throw Adderall into a baby's mouth without looking. But heaven forbid, some sophomore cheerleader needs to alleviate her joint pain. Kind of. Just can't tell the difference if I'm being honest with you. My worst customer ever was not trying to purchase the LaCroix of the cannabis world. But yeah, all these CBD jokes are great, you guys. But this dude slammed the produce bag on my belt, put his finger in my face, and he yelled out, "I came in for shallots!" Which is already a bad start. Nothing good follows shallot yelling. We all know that from the lives we've been leading. Said I came in for shallots, and y'all sold me a bunch of tiny onions. Now, if you don't know what a shallot is, if you needed me and everyone who just laughed to explain it to you in the quickest, most accurate way possible, using, I don't know, let's say 2 words. The ones we choose, y'all want to say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Tiny onions indeed. But herein lies the power of a true Karen. Yeah, that's who this was. Initially, I thought Karen was only meant to describe a terrible white woman. It still does, by the way. Y'all are in there. What this job taught me is that all of you, regardless of race, regardless of your gender, every last one of you has a rotten, pale-faced bitch living on the inside of yourselves who likes to come out when purchasing alternative milks for some reason. And that's who taught me this. This man on this date, this white lady of a man. Mexican dude, by the way. Not that day. El puta blanco. Had the entitlement coming off himself with so much intensity, it made me question my own grip on reality. Because I held a bag of what I knew in my heart were shallots. And in a moment of weakness, I asked myself, could these be tiny onions instead? But I shook that off, came up strong, stared him back in his face, and I said, hey! We get the produce manager from the back, see if we can figure this out. But it's not like he punked me. There was some attitude in there. It was more like I was saying, hey, we're gonna get my vegetable daddy out here. You're gonna find out what is and isn't a shallot. And we got him. We got produce. And even they, after dealing with this guy for just a little bit, started taking the shallots one at a time and hold them up to the light for inspection. Halfway through, we put on a jeweler's loop so we could really get in there. That moment, we were 2 hissy fits away from a nationwide tiny onion recall. There were shallots, by the way. Produce said they were, and upon hearing that, Karen, he, aggravatingly chill about the whole situation. Started acting like it was a team thing we all did together. He was like, we did it, guys. And I'm like, no one got out of bed wanting to help you with onion nomenclature today, dude. But he apologized for wasting our time, picked up his bag of now confirmed shallots, and he left. As he walked out, I saw his other hand holding a bag from another store filled with Brussels sprouts. I think he's heading there next for a tiny cabbage refund. Thanks. My name's Adam Posse. Enjoy Tim Hammer.
Give it up for Posse, Adam Posse. Absolutely hilarious. I found my glove. I found it. It was in the street. Doesn't it suck to lose one thing? What else? It sucks to lose stuff that you know nobody else is gonna want. You know, like you lose a chapstick, you're like nobody's gonna benefit from this, right? Because nobody would. I mean, how much would it take for you? No. What can I say? I'm an entrepreneur. All right, are you ready to see your headliner this evening? All right, no, I'm super excited to see a set. Give it up to the man you came to see, the absolutely hilarious Tim Hammer.
You been going for all the comics you've seen tonight? So a little disclaimer, my jokes are mostly fictional. So I'm about to be celebrating my 20-year anniversary of looking 12 years old. It's going to be a big boy day. So sometimes a guy will be playing basketball and say something like, and that's why they call me Lightning, because I'm so quick. But you never hear about the lesser intimidating nicknames like, and that's why they call me Santa Claus, because none of my friends believe in me. So I wonder if sometimes at the Mountain Dew factory, like if they run out of ingredients, they're just like, well, we've got to make do with what we've got. So I forgot to finish this next joke last time I did a set, so I'll continue from where I left off. Chip on my shoulder. Oh, I'm sorry, let me start over. So one time someone threw a chip at me, and it landed right here, and I didn't remove it for a while. I guess you could say I had a... Wait, no, it's a different joke. It's a different one. So my eye doctor scares me. He's always like, you'll see, you'll all see. This is going to be a bit of a stretch, but just working out that joke. I like meeting new people, so I sneak into a lot of delivery rooms. So for my birthday, I got an MC Hammer touch lamp. I can't turn it on. That joke might be a bit outdated, but I'm too legit to quit telling it. Yes. So sometimes when I tweeze my beard, there used to be more to that joke, but the truth in itself, that's... So some people say you are what you eat. So Kevin Bacon ate a guy named Kevin. So I think that one of the downsides of being a professional beatboxer would be if you were choking on food. Because people might just think that you're beatboxing really good. Like if there was some famous beatboxer out eating at a restaurant and some fan comes up to him and he's like, hey man, beatbox for me. And it freaks the beatboxer guy out and he's just like, what? Help me. Green bean in my throat. Help me. Green bean. Or it'd be really crazy if what he was choking on was a beat. But not just any beat, a fresh beat. So I saw a fish in prison, and I asked if he was sorry. He said he was only sorry that he got caught. So I have an idea for a safe. It's called the microwave safe. It's not microwave safe, but it is. So someone asked me if I could spare a smile, but I knew they were just going to spend it on hugs. And I may not know the pain of giving birth, but I opened a pack of broken Oreos once. And that's something you don't get 9 months to prepare for. So one time I was waiting for a bus, and this guy drives by and yells, "White man!" And I was thinking, wow, no one has ever called me a man before. Best night of my life. So I'd like to point something out real quick. It's a PowerPoint presentation. Raisins aren't what they used to be. Sometimes that one has to age for a little bit. So this next joke isn't actually mine, but I wanted to share it. How's everybody doing tonight? I don't get the joke, but I got a really good reaction when the guy did it. People who buy my hip-hop albums get a bad rap. Self-roasted. So my nephew is in school, and he's taking math, science, PE, English, and the rest is history. So I was at a restaurant and this guy lifts his glass and goes, "Cheers." So I lifted my glass and was like, "Full house." I was in a Pillsbury musical. I played a small role. I played a croissant. Needless to say, I did comedy in an antique store. It turned into a boutique. So I went on a diet website and it was like, "Do you accept all cookies?" And I was like, "You know I do." Heart rate monitor. Not on my watch. So sometimes when performing, someone will yell, "Don't quit your day job." I was so bad as a cashier, people were like, "Don't quit stand-up." So I thought buoyancy is what made boats float, but it turns out it's whatever. Because somebody said to me, "Whatever floats your boat." So one time I started a new job where I was going to have to answer the phones a lot. So I looked on the internet for, well, I guess I got confused because I looked up pickup lines, thinking they were lines you use for when you pick up the phone. So I went into work thinking I was really ready, and my manager was like, "Tim, pick up line number 1." And I was like, "This is what I was born for." So I picked up the phone. I was like, "Do you believe in love at first sight? Or should I walk by again?" Then my manager was like, "Tim, pick up line number 2." So I picked it up and I was like, "Are you a bank loan? Because you got my interest." So I bought some MC Hammer wind chimes. Stop. Hammer chimes. Decorating sugar. It's not only a topping, but it's also what the older woman at Denny says during Christmas when I ask her what she's doing. Decorating sugar. So I messed up a drawing I was doing of Yogi Bear. I made a boo-boo. I wonder if robots get frustrated when they call customer service and can only get a hold of a real person. I was told life is a roller coaster. I was also told life is too short. I was also told if you're too short, you can't ride a roller coaster. I'm so confused. So one time I saw a guy on the street wearing some earbuds and going like this. And I thought, wow, this guy really likes whack-a-mole. 400 more whack-a-mole jokes. Here we go. So did you hear about the lazy woodworker? He hasn't changed one bit. So there's two types of people in the world. You have people who are sure of what they're talking about, and then you have people who... No, wait, there's three types of people. So there's three types of people in the world. You have people who are sure of what they're talking about, and then you have people who... No, wait, there's four types of people. So one time my PE teacher said, "Drop and give me 20. And I was like, how about I stay standing and give you a 50? I think if the musician Seal ever goes missing, it's going to change things a lot. Because so many medications and food items that we buy say, do not use if Seal is missing. One time I went to my friend Tate, and I was like, yeah, Tate, come on, you got this, Tate. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm trying to amp you, Tate. So I used to have a dog named Lou. I had to get rid of him because he was pretty brutal. I had to say toodaloo to brutal Lou. So I saw a question that asked, would you run naked in a mall for... Let's see. Okay, here we go. Edit that out. So I saw a question that asked, would you run naked in a mall for 3 minutes for $70 million. No way, are you kidding me? I can't run for 3 minutes. So a picture is worth 1,000 words. One time I gave my friend 1,000 pictures and he was like, thanks a million. One of my former bosses threw a surprise going away party for me. It was a surprise because I didn't even know I was going away. Someone said air isn't always free, but I don't buy it. I'm going to say something I should have said a long time ago. My name is Tim and I'm 5 years old. If you choke on life cereal, is it life-threatening? So I finally found out how to talk to a baby. You just keep doing a tongue twister faster and faster. Like, Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. That's just informational. So one time I was in a hallway that had an echo. I picked it up and I was like, nice try, Amazon, you're not spying on me. So I was in a Snow White play where I had to play one of the 7 dwarfs. I was not happy. I like to eat beans when no one is around. I'm a private tutor. So why are walk-in closets not called walk-in, walk-out closets? Maybe that's why some people have skeletons in their closet. So earlier today I got robbed by a cheerleader. She was like, give me an M, give me an O, give me an N, give me an E, give me a Y. What does that spell? Money. Give me all your money. So I just had my 34th birthday, and I'll never do that again. The key to filling time during a comedy set is repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. So my friend was like, please make cupcakes, not cake. Can you remember that? And I was like, yeah, piece of cake. I'll never forget the first time I made an invisibility cloak. I was like, if only my parents could see me now. I can sense when someone is working out at the gym. Even just talking about it right now, I feel like a weight has been lifted. I'll never forget my nephew's first word. When he was 12 years old, he was like, word. So I nicknamed my car Party. That way every morning I can say, let's get this party started. Time to crash this party. So I'm opening a restaurant that serves all-you-can-eat garlic. It's called Buffet the Vampire Slayer. I was in a one-man band once after the other members heard me sing. Self-roasted again. So I asked someone if they could keep a secret, and they said no, and I was like, perfect. Tell me everything you know. So one time I saw a mummy, and the tour guide was like, this mummy dates back to 1,500 years ago. And I was like, I don't think that mummy dates at all. The other day I died. No way I told that joke too soon. So sometimes when someone runs into someone they know, they'll say, oh, hi, what a small world. So I go up to strangers and I'm like, oh, hi, what a big world. Sometimes I like to enjoy a nice, quiet evening alone. So I go to a comedy club and start telling my jokes. So I had one of those jobs where after having an intense conversation with my boss, I would go into the bathroom and cry. I was self-employed. So why is it that every time I go to donate blood, they're like, "Where'd you get it?" I used to know a guy who was addicted to candy cigarettes. I ended up getting secondhand diabetes. So here's my impression of an unborn baby doing comedy. Phones, laptops, power drills. Everything's cordless nowadays. One day I'll be cordless too. Tough womb, tough womb. So one time I said to my teacher, "Please don't embarrass me in front of my friends." And she was like, "Relax. You don't have any friends." And I was like, "Mom, why do I have to be homeschooled?" So do you ever not complete the 10,000 steps a day challenge because you forgot to put your Fitbit on your dog? I bought a brand of chips I hadn't seen before, and the bag said new. I hope so. I'm not paying for used chips. Selling used chips isn't a great way to start your business. Maybe I'd buy some certified pre-owned chips like certified cars. Each one of these chips has gone through a 101-point inspection. So everyone has caller ID nowadays. Even my dog has caller ID. When I was in school, I didn't have any goals, which is why they kicked me off the soccer team. My friend's house isn't looking too good since he started working from home. He works in demolition. So one day I was in school. I probably should have gone longer. So when I was little, I didn't get chicken pox. I got coward pox. So apparently there's all these people wanting justice for some guy named Delivery. I keep seeing these signs that say, "Free delivery." Just out of nowhere, they're like, "Buy a mattress. Free delivery." I'm like, well, I don't really need a mattress, but if it'll help free delivery. One of my friends always brags about how he's an organ donor, but so far he's only given away a trumpet. You ever notice that vowels sound like a conversation between a guy and a girl who are flirting? Like, A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. So I can't wait till COVID's over. I can't even remember what door handles taste like. Some people are like, "That's gross." Well, it's an acquired taste. Don't knock it till you lick it. Have you guys heard that Weird Al Yankovic song, "Eat It"? Yeah. Did you know Michael Jackson did a parody of that song called "Beat It"? Here's my impression of a one-day-old baby doing comedy. The other day, whoa. Air conditioners. Not a fan. So my doctor said I should take more walks, which has been getting me kicked out of Panda Express. I can't afford acupuncture, so I just move around a lot when I'm at the doctor getting a shot. The other day I watched Saved by the Bell. There was a guy who was really hungry for some cheap Mexican food. If there's one thing I know for certain, that's not very many things. I went to school outside of Oregon one year, And one day the teacher gave us a soda quiz. I did a bread blind taste test. I'm not sure what they all were, but I know that something was awry. Anyone who upsets the wake-up call person at the motel is in for a rude awakening. I bought a 3D printer. It doesn't print 3D, but the printer itself is 3D. So I had an interview at Petco, and they were like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I was like, "In dog years?" So I asked one of my friends something, and he said, "My lips are sealed." And he went like this. Unfortunately, we never found the key. But we were able to find a great deal on Craigslist of a locksmith. He only charges $200. We asked him how he did it, and he was like, I was like, "Oh, not again." So I went to the gym to get some muscles. Then I decided it's easier to get them at Red Lobster. From a guy named Jim. So I saw a reverse psychologist. He told me not to come see him again next Wednesday at noon. So here's my impression of the world's most hardcore, cleanest rap song. Thank you. You know what they say, so I don't need to tell you. So one of the most memorable moments in Aladdin is when he says, "Do you trust me?" And then Jasmine gets on the magic carpet. The thing is, though, in real life, that just sounds suspicious. Like if I say to my wife, "Hey, I made you a cookie. Do you trust me?" Just sounds suspicious. So they say that positive reinforcement with children is a spankless job. I did a blind taste test. I guessed right. They were Venetian. So I went to a sarcasm convention. It was amazing. Easily in the top 100 sarcasm conventions in the city. So someone told me they were 40, and I was like, wow, I'm only 3D. My hearing isn't too good. I think I'm going to see a different judge. I can't stand when my legs are numb. I couldn't find my stress ball earlier. I lost it. I bought some alligator shoes. He liked them. I got him a pair of Crocs. So someone said my jokes aren't bad. They just made poor choices. My therapist said, "I'm sorry people make fun of how skinny you are. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you weigh?" I feel super blessed when I sneeze. I used to do pull-ups at the gym, but now I wear Depends. My friend says he's vegan. I think he's full of baloney. One time my teacher told me there's no such thing as a dumb question, so I read her the entire lyrics to Who Let the Dogs Out. I heard this guy say, "My wife does nothing. I'm the breadwinner." And I thought, this guy is toast. So one of my friends found a book about how to stop hoarding. He bought 500 copies. One time I was choking on candy and thought, I don't know why they call these lifesavers. I'm new to this whole coffee thing, but I can definitely say it wakes me up. Though it does burn when I splash it on my face. Have you guys heard the commercial jingle for Smucker's turtle flavor? It's kind of a slow jam. I want to do a lot of traveling, which is why nobody picks me for their basketball team. Did you hear about the bank robber who kissed all the money he stole? He made out like a bandit. The other day, my wife said I made a really good joke. I asked what it was, and she was like, "You're cooking." So did you hear about the kidnapping at the preschool? About 3 hours later, he woke up. So I was at the eye doctor, and I told them I needed to go to the bathroom. And they were like, 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? So I named my hamster that. One day he learned to teleport, but he got stuck. That's neither here nor there. Someone told me they didn't like my hair color. I almost died. So I got stabbed protecting my breakfast cereal. I was scarred for life. So I think I saw a bald eagle. Not sure. He was wearing a hat. I like to make the password for my computer the word incorrect. That way if I ever get it wrong, the computer's like, the password is incorrect. And I'm like, thank you, computer. So I saw an angry guy say to another angry guy, "You got a problem?" I was captivated. It was amazing how someone so angry could overlook their own problems to ask someone else if they had a problem. I went to a place where there were all these exhibits with animals and people were everywhere. The place was a zoo. So one time I was kidnapped by a flat earther. He drove me out to the middle of nowhere and I was like, "Please just let me go." And he was like, "Relax. It's not the end of the world." So I have a fear of public speaking, and someone else said they also have a fear of me public speaking. So a woman said to me, "All men are pigs." I guess that means my jokes are bacon bits. Why did the spider make so much money? He was a web developer. So one time a friend came over to my apartment and they were like, "Don't move, there's a spider behind you." And I was like, that's exactly why I'm moving to another apartment. So what did Kanye West's parents say when he was born? Yay! Then they measured him and they were like, he's about yay by yay by yay. About yay pounds. Velcro. Velcro.
Shoes.
I thought that might catch on. So if you're like me, I'm sorry. So with great power comes a great electric bill. So an older woman told me that I need to get more meat on my bones. And I told her that I don't want to attract any cougars. And then I played dead. Some people say that college wasn't worth it, but I have a notebook that says college ruled. I used to be in the Marine Corps. I used to be inside a dead whale. So I was going to move to New York, but then I changed my mind after hearing about the... Oh, I didn't write the rest. Rats. How could I forget? Rats. Oh. So one time I was doing a comedy show and this guy was like, "Don't quit your day job. And I was like, what do you do for a living? And he was like, I'm your store manager. I'd miss you. So when I was in school, I was voted least likely to get addicted to nitrous oxide. But who's laughing now? All right, thanks a lot, you guys.